What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about stellar lumens today, XLM. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 20th day of August, and here we are, sitting at about 39.6 cents. 20 hours left in the day here. Up 1.2% on the day so far after yesterday's tremendous drop of about 5.7%. Nothing new, nothing crazy, man. This isn't even the worst drop that we've ever seen, man. We've dropped, let's see, we've dropped 16% in a day. It was a fart in the wind compared to this here, right? Or I guess that this was a fart in the wind compared to that. Anyways, why don't you make like a tree from a low to a high, hitting the 382 here, finding support, coming up, and then coming back down. It's a bit obscure. I got to admit, I would have thought that we'd find support here at the 236 and then continue to build. But hey, Bitcoin, Ethereum, your top cryptos, they had different intentions. And with that, I think XLM followed along. XRP also went down. If we're looking at this on a 1 hour time frame, looking at this here with all of our indicators, our handy dandy indicators, the 1 hour RSI is very bearish, very bearish. Lower lows, lower highs throughout the whole thing. But you do have bullish divergence here to mark the ends of this trend. It's very possible, completely realistic to expect that this is our low and that we do not go lower, that in fact we are ready to move up from here. However, if we do go lower, don't be panicked. Don't be a panicking, okay? Everything's going to be fine. If we're looking at this on the stochastics are coming up. It looks pretty damn bullish. We've had a hard time getting above the 50. Let's see if we can do it here. I think getting overbought would be nice. We want to get these kind of readings where you get persistent, consistent readings in the overbought zone, like this, right? Stuff like this. We don't want oversold to just get the love. We want the overbought to get the love too. Don't just have a short experience like this. The MACD is starting to cross up, which is nice to see, and you have bullish divergence on the MACD as well. So that's good. Bullish divergence really on all three indicators, looking like you do want to move up. That's nice to see. Very confident that this is the low, and if it's not the low, again, maybe we go a little bit lower, and that's okay. From a low to a high here, we're right at the golden ratio zone. Typically means almost always. This does not mean always, so we can still go lower. But typically with the golden ratio, when you find yourself in it, you do find support on the first attempt. You at least move up to the 0.5, the 382, and then if you come back down, that's when we talk about going lower. So I would at least anticipate a 41.1 cent to 42.4 cent move, something, well, not move, but target area to be achieved. And then once we stop there, depending on what we do, we can move up or we can move down. And if we don't stop there at all, well, hey, man, it's very much looking like that is the low. Just because we don't stop there doesn't mean that it is the low. We could move up a little bit, find resistance at prior resistance there, and then come back down. If we do that, well, then it's looking like we're going to go lower, isn't it? But we'll know by that time. We'll know before we're back, even at this price, if we are going to go lower. At this point in time, though, looking at this as a corrective move, we've got a 1, 2, 3-legged correction. It sounds about right. Looks about right to me. I don't think that we have to go lower. Being in the golden ratio, this is a very perfect area to find support and build. And Bitcoin's looking all right. Ethereum's looking all right. I think things are going to be fine. Looking at the 4 hour time frame here, we got bullish divergence on the RSI, ending this downtrend in the oversold zone with bullish divergence, as you normally do with any chart. That's awesome. Stochastics are bearish, I'll give you that, but we have the opportunity to turn bullish here if we can get above probably about 41 cents on a 4 hour closing basis. That'd be nice to see. And the MACD also looks bearish, to be completely fair. So you got two bearish indicators versus one bullish setup one, but typically you look bearish on these other ones as you're at the lows. They're momentum indicators. So if you're at the lows, you're going to look bearish. Sometimes you look for indicators like bullish divergence and stuff like that, but you don't always get bullish divergence at the lows, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. Looking at the daily time frame here, it is the 20th. We're at our golden ratio area. What about the high to low? Where are we at here? High to low. Just at the 236. Kind of weird, very volatile, but hey, typically, and a lot of cryptos I have noticed have been finding support around their 236 lately, so that's fine. If we do move up, and when we do move up, I should say, we will see prices that are at 57 cents, 65 cents. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we were up there by the end of this month. With this kind of drop, with this immaculate correction that we've seen across the board in crypto, longs are getting decimated, shorts are piling on, Bitcoin, Ethereum starts to move up, XRP starts to move up. This thing can absolutely move at a pace that's fast enough to take us to 57 to 65 cents by the end of the month. We're at 40 cents now, just below there. We've seen this move at a very fast pace before. We can see it happen again. We've seen this move at a very fast pace before. It can happen again. Absolutely it can. In fact, I think this thing only knows how to move fast whenever it moves up. Looking at the daily indicators, I like where we are in the stochastics. Looks like we're showing more love to the upside here than the downside. It's a little bit of a turn of events compared to the shorter time frames. On the MACD here, we are very near we're at this point where we might bounce off the zero. You know, I haven't even checked if my mic's working. I've made 3 videos tonight and I haven't even checked if my mic's working. It is working, thankfully. But we could bounce off the zero, scoop the zero here. We're very, very near doing that, so this is a good area to be in. And the RSI, as far as the RSI is concerned, let's see. Looking at this here, I mean, at the same area that we bounced from before, 40 to 35. You do like to bounce in this area, sometimes right here, sometimes a little bit lower. I wouldn't think that we go lower. And overall, I think that we have a nice little like W shape here. That's my expectation. So I think that we'll move up, get into the overbought zone, and we should see some new relative highs and potentially new all-time highs even by the end of August. If we're not at new all-time highs by the end of August, we'll be up around there. That's my expectation at least. Oh, I'm sorry, not new all-time highs, new cycle highs. New cycle highs. Our all-time highs are over here. New all-time highs will probably be something that we see in September, if not October, but I would think that we're up there in September. If we take a high to a low, come on now, how low can you go? High to low. The intended target area by the end of this move here would be all the way up at about $2.46, somewhere up there. If we're not there, maybe we fall just shy of that, and I could see that happening because last cycle's high to low, these fib extensions might get in the way. Typically, if you stop at the 1414, you do go just above there, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if we were to stop somewhere between about like 220 to 246, okay? We're at 40 cents now. We've got a long way to go and a very short amount of time to do it. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I just wanted to touch base with you guys and say, hey, man, I think the low's in. It's a great time to buy. If at all throughout this video you're like, okay, cool, but is it a good time to buy? I hope you've been able to answer that question on your own. It's a great time to buy. But what if we go lower? What if that happens? Well, even if we do go lower, let's say, you know, we're at 39.7 cents right now. Let's say we go to 38 cents. Let's say we go all the way to 36 cents. It's still a great time to buy. We're predominantly done with this move. The majority of this move is over. If not 90% of it, then 99% of it's done. You know what I mean? If not 100% of it's done. So absolutely, it's a great time to buy. No harm here. You could always DCA if you're scared, you know, buy a little bit here, buy a little bit as it goes up. Maybe it comes back down, buy a little bit there, whatever. But I don't really have anything else, any other thoughts than that. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, just my thoughts. And then also looking at the trend, we're kind of at the lower ends of this trend that we've been going up. Even if we do go down, we probably come up from here. So I would just say, let's imagine that we go up and then we come back down and then that's the low and then we rally, right? Like we come back down and that's the low and then we rally. Wouldn't you rather buy here so that you're not tempted to buy up here and then it's an even larger deficit, right? From here to here, it's a shorter distance than from here to here. I'm just saying. Anyways, make the right decision. You know what it is. You'll know what it is because once you hit that trigger, once you hit the buy button, you're gonna feel like you did the right thing. You're gonna go to bed not even worrying, as long as you're not in a long position, right? But if you're buying spot, because even if it goes down, once it comes back up, and it will come back up, it's gonna be fine. It'll take care of you. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye bye.